Today's lesson is 5.6. We are practicing two-digit subtraction. The essential question is, how do you record the steps when subtracting two-digit numbers? We're on page 249. Our problem says there are 74 books in Mr. Barron's classroom. 19 of the books are about computers. How many of the books are not about computers? So they're asking us to compare these numbers and get a difference. So we know that there are 74 books there, and 19 of them are about computers, and the rest are about something else. So we need to find out how many are not about computers. Well, we've been learning about subtracting with regrouping and using a T. So let's do that up here. 74 minus 19. Okay, so let's go to our ones place first. 4 minus 9. Can we do that? Nope, we don't have enough. So we're going to go next door and we're going to regroup. So instead of 7, we will have 6 tens. And instead of 4 ones, we're going to put that 10 there. And now we have 14. So 14 minus 9 would be 5. And 6 minus 1 would be 5. And our answer is 55. Now for the math talk today, he says describe a different way that you could have solved the problem. Well, we've learned lots of different strategies to do this. We could have done a quick picture. So we could have done the 74. And we want to subtract the 19. So we go to the ones first, 9, and we come over here and we only have 4. We know we don't have enough. So we can regroup. We can take one of those and put it over here. So we need to make 10. We don't have that anymore. And now we can take away 9. So now we have 5 ones left. And we also have to take away 1 10. And that leaves us with 5 tens. So we have the same answer. There's always more than one way to solve a problem. Let's turn our paper over. And we are on page 250. We're going to the top where it says model and draw. Carmen had 50 game cards. Then she gave 16 cards to Theo. How many game cards does Carmen have now? So step 1, look at the ones. There are not enough ones to subtract 6 from 0. We have a 0 here. Quite often, a common mistake is that boys and girls will see that and they'll say, well, 0 and a 6, so the answer is 6. But that's not what this is telling you to do. This is saying 0 minus 6. So we have to regroup so that we can have enough ones so we can subtract. So we go to the tens place, and instead of 5 tens, we will have 4. And instead of 0 ones, we put that 1 10 over here, and now we have 10 ones. So subtract the ones, that's our step 2. So 10 minus 6 equals 4. In step 3, subtract the tens, we have 4 minus 1 equals 3. So let's go to the bottom where we can do some subtracting. Remember, we only regroup when we need to. If we have enough ones, we do not regroup. We just subtract. So we have 38 minus 19. 8 minus 9. Can we do that? No. So we'll go next door. So instead of 3 tens, we will have 2 tens. And instead of 8 ones, we will have 18. 18 minus 9 is 9, and 2 minus 1 is 1. 65 minus 32. 5 minus 2. Can we do that? Yes, we can. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. No regrouping needed there. We had enough in the ones place. 50 minus 12. 0 minus 2. We do not have any ones, but we want to take away 2. So we have to regroup. Instead of 5 tens, we have 4. And instead of 0 ones, we have 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 4 minus 1 is 3 for 38. 23 minus 4 The ones place is 3 minus 4. Do we have enough? No. So we'll go to the tens place. Instead of 2 tens, we will have 1 10. And instead of 3 ones, we will have 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. 1 minus nothing is 1. See, there's no digit there, so we have to bring that number down. 70 minus 38. So we have 0 minus 8. Do we have enough? No, so we need to regroup. Instead of 7 tens, we will have 6. Instead of 0 ones, we will have 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, and 6 minus 3 is 3. 52 minus 17. 2 minus 7. Do we have enough? No, so we go next door. Instead of 5 tens, we have 4. And instead of 2 ones, put that 10 with it, and now we have 12. 12 minus 7 is 5, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Go to our next page, which is page 251. On the top of the page, you're going to do all of these examples exactly like we just did together. If you get confused or you're not sure about what to do, go back and watch the beginning of the video so that you can follow the steps that we're doing. But let's go down here to this hot problem. It says write the missing numbers in the subtraction problems. The regrouping for each problem is shown. So they've already regrouped. We have to find out what number did they start with and what did they subtract. So they've regrouped and they've gotten 6 tens. So how many tens did they start with? They started with 5. And they regrouped here and they got 15 ones. So how many did they have to begin with? They had 5. So they started with the number 75. Okay, I'm going to make just a T here to help me stay organized. So we had to regroup. And so now we've got 15 in our ones place. What do we subtract from 15 to end up with an answer of 7? What do we subtract from 15? 15 minus 8 will give us the 7. And we have 6 tens after we regrouped. So what do we subtract here to end up with the answer of 4? 6 minus what is 4? 6 minus 2. I'm going to do this one the same way. I'm going to go ahead and make my T right in the beginning. So I have it there. All right, so they've regrouped and they end up with 7 tens. So how many tens did they start with? They started with 8. And then they ended up with 13 ones. So how many ones did they have in the beginning? They had 3. But they had to regroup that. Okay, so we end up with an answer of 5 in the ones place. So what do they subtract from 13 to get to 5? 13 minus what equals 5? 13 minus 8. And then there are 7 tens. What do they subtract to end up with an answer of 2? 7 minus what equals 2? 7 minus 5. And turn your paper over. And this is a mid-chapter checkpoint. We're not going to do this together, but I'll explain what you need to do. So at the top it says break apart the number you are subtracting, use the number line to help, and write the difference. So 34 minus 8, you're going to break apart this 8. Remember way back at the beginning of the chapter, we worked to try to get our numbers back to a 10. So then it was easier to subtract or count back using our number line. So go ahead and do that. And then 45 minus 17, you're going to break apart the 17 so that you can do the same thing. Then number 3 and number 4, it says draw a quick picture to solve and write the difference. So you need to do a quick picture of 42 here, and then you're going to subtract the 29. And then you need to do a quick picture of 54 here, and then you're going to subtract the 23. Then in the next row, you're just going to subtract. You only regroup if you need to. Make sure that you don't have enough ones before you regroup. And number 8 says Marissa had 51 toy dinosaurs. She gave 14 toy dinosaurs to her brother. How many toy dinosaurs does she have now? So you need to make a T over here and use the numbers from your problem to find the answer. She had 51 and she gave away 14. So how many does she have left? When you complete all of that, your assignment will be done.